Hello. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this new stream. I hope everyone's having a great day. So yeah, let's get started. I stumbled upon this video by, well, I don't want to say accident, but just like I explained in my latest short video about luck and accidents, it's actually never luck. It's Allah's fate. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just puts things in your way, and stuff that just happens. So I watched like the first 5 minutes of this video, and it was like beautiful. It was really, really nice, and I was like, I have to react to it. I have to either do a video about it or just live stream my reaction to it, because it's really valuable. I was really also caught off guard by how pious and modest this girl is, because as I said, I've never watched any of her videos. It was just like recommended to me. So yeah, let's watch this video and we'll comment on it, and we'll learn stuff inshallah while watching it. Bismillah.
Subtraction is addition. As a math major, that never made sense to me at first glance. There was a time I had everything I prayed for: a hedge fund salary, unlimited Siemens accounts, gym memberships, wardrobe stipends, billion-dollar New York skyline views, and a life most people my age would have traded anything for. On paper, I was winning. Inside, I was losing. I was upgrading everything except my soul. I mean, how many of you guys upgraded to the new iPhone? You can have the world at your fingertips and still feel poor, and you can own nothing and still feel rich. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Wealth is not in having many possessions, rather true wealth is the richness of the soul." That paradox unfolded into 6 subtractions that changed my life.
I think we can all agree that to a degree, like most of us, if not all of us, feel this and understand this so well. If you don't feel this, it's gonna happen to you one day. And I hope it does, because it's a great lesson. The moment you realize that having more worldly things, having more material things does not equal happiness. You know what I mean? You can have everything. And by everything, I mean like material stuff. Like a car, a house, I don't know, the PC you're dreaming to buy, no matter how expensive it is. One day you will realize when something happens and you're tested you will realize that those things mean nothing. Like, even the smallest things that can happen in your life that could shake you, like, bro, like, you can have a fever, man. You can have a sickness as small as like just having a flu or fever, and you will think about nothing else except being healthy again and coming back to how you used to be. That's all you're gonna think about. I want to go back. I want to be healthy again. I want to be standing. I want to go play my soccer game. I want to go to school that you hated, work that you hated, because now you're in pain. Now you're laid down in your bed and you're in pain. Your head hurts, you have a headache, your temperature increases. It's annoying. Like, this is like the smallest tests that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can put in your way to wake you up. Like, stop being obsessed with worldly things. Like, you can have them, like, it's halal, like, you can go, you can buy things, but don't be obsessed with them. Don't be reaching for things and trying to be something. Like, think about it. Are you gonna really be happy when you reach that thing? Like, and that, like, this happened to us as well. Like, a lot of times you have these dreams and you wanted this, like, thing that you wanted to buy, or like you wanted to get, or like if it's a job or like a degree, and you were working so hard for years and dreaming about it and dreaming how it's gonna feel like when you have it, and when you finally do, like, I don't know, I'll give you like a few days, a week, a month maximum, and it's gonna feel normal again. You're gonna feel numb to it. It's not gonna feel the way it felt when you got it in the first time. So yeah, I think we can all agree that we fall into this trap a lot of times, and we're lucky, or we're blessed enough. I should stop say the word lucky, like it's embedded in our language, but we're blessed enough that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just, give us these, these tests, even if they might seem hard and everything, but it's for our own benefit,
I called them the 6 migrations. I went from working at a hedge fund to being $50,000 in debt to running 2 Islamic businesses that have generated over $1 million to date. When I wanted to change my
mashallah, like, mashallah. I don't know how she got there, but like, if you can see, like, it's 1 minute into the video and you're already hooked, You already want to know what's up. You're already like, mashallah, like her video is like perfect in every way. The writing, the editing, the pacing, the hook at the beginning, and yeah, mashallah, like, to reach this level is really, really good. As long as, like, you still have your iman, you still have your faith, and you still prioritize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and thinking about your akhirah and everything, it's gonna be nice. Like, not being obsessed with these things. Even if you have millions of dollars, even if you have all the stuff you want, but it's not that important as you think.
My life, I thought I had to add 1 more habit, 1 more app, 1 more stream of income. Instead, I started deleting. In math class, subtraction looked like loss, but the deeper you go, the more you realize subtraction increases what matters. Subtracting a negative increases the value. 10 minus -3 equals 13. Removing a weight that pulls you down doesn't shrink your life, it makes it better. Solving for a variable requires subtraction. 5x equals 2x plus 3. You subtract 2x from both sides to reveal the truth. Life works the same. You remove what doesn't.
I love how she she's using math to try to make this point across and make it clear, you know. And one thing I want to point out before like I can resume the video, something I realized that like made me appreciate her and, you know, tell that she's really blessed, mashallah, with iman and everything. Look at the way she's making her videos. Like, look at the way she plays herself. She's wearing a niqab, which in and out of itself is covering all of her body and with the gloves and everything, and she's turning back. She's giving her back to the camera. I appreciate that and I respect that a lot about her. You know, I respect that a lot about her. I don't think I've never seen somebody do that, neither in like Western content or even like Arabic content. When girls do content, if like she wears niqab, like that's perfect, and that's like the maximum they can do. Or like they sometimes like never even show themselves. But I love this way. It's like, it's a style, you know, it's gonna be her style and something you're gonna recognize her for, and it shows how pious and modest she is, and how her heart is filled with iman and faith. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, you know? And I love that a lot, to be honest. It's like, that's something I wanted to point out. And yeah, may Allah increases her iman. Like, it's really nice to see Muslim sisters, you know, doing all of this stuff and, you know, fearing Allah and prioritizing their iman and everything.
Them belong, so the essential variable, your servanthood, stands alone. I'm in a staff year with the math before this turns into a math lecture. He has succeeded who purifies it. The heart is a mirror. You don't polish it by adding shine. You purify it by removing the rust. The Quran calls this tazkiyah, purification. When the believer commits sin, a black spot appears on his heart. If he repents and gives up that sin and seeks forgiveness, his heart will be polished. But if the sin increases, the black spot increases. That is the ru'an that Allah mentions in His book. But no, in fact, their hearts have been stained by all the evil they used to commit. When you do istighfar,
I don't think she showed the source, but I think this is a hadith. You know, of course, I think it's hadith. It's not an ayah, because she showed, or the editor showed 83 and 14, which I don't know, like, which book is this, you know, from which book, which collection, which, I don't know. I hope they showed that, but I think it's a hadith. I think that's the number of the book and the number of the hadith or something like that. Or maybe it's an ayah. I don't know, because as far as I know, I think I've heard this is a hadith in Arabic. You know, each time you commit a sin, a black spot appears on your heart, and if you keep doing that, it keeps going until your heart becomes black, and everything that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, just you're gonna neglect it and push it away, because your heart rejects everything. That's good, you know. So I don't know, I hope I don't know, I have to check this like later, I think, but yeah, I think this is a hadith.
their hearts have been stained by all the evil they used to commit. When you do istighfar, seeking forgiveness, you don't add light, you erase the darkness. I didn't need more. I needed to subtract. Most people aren't suffering from lack of time, they're suffering from lack of purpose. True progress is returning to the axis, remembering who your Lord is and who you are. When your time, energy, and income all orbit around the axis of servanthood, life starts doing strange things to give you the dunya, even if you don't want it. The paradox of modern...
Yes, exactly. And this is a hadith as well, I believe. And it goes like, the more you chase dunya, the more you're getting none of it, and you're not gonna get like neither dunya nor akhirah, and your life is gonna be miserable and all that stuff. And if you try to focus on your akhirah, well, without saying like more than your dunya, like you can't just like be 100% focusing on your akhirah, because again, you have to find the middle ground. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always teaches us to find the middle ground. Even if akhirah is like the most important thing, you can't just like focus on akhirah and, oh, I want to go to heaven, I need to do this and that, and you're not gonna work, you're not gonna feed your family, you're not gonna have a job. You can't do that. You're not gonna like learn and try to acquire more knowledge. So yeah, 100%. When you forget about everything, which is like so ironic, everything comes to you. Subhanallah, which is a blessing again from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the infinite blessings He, gave us.
Modern life is that everyone wants freedom, but no one wants to surrender. But surrender is freedom. When you submit to Allah, you stop being enslaved by everything else. Money, people, dopamine, validation. The 6 subtractions that changed everything. What came next wasn't pretty. It was raw, lonely, and sometimes terrifying. But each subtraction removed something until what's remained finally made sense. I subtracted sleep for tahajjud, a migration of time from dunya time to divine time. I subtracted comforts for movement, a migration of the body from neglect to responsibility. I subtracted music for Quran, a migration of the mind from distraction to revelation. I subtracted riba for rizq, a migration of provision from poisoned money to barakah. I subtracted permission for purpose, a migration of work from serving corporations to serving Allah. I subtracted self for servanthood, a migration of identity from control to surrender. Each step.
I don't have to comment on this, but again, the editing is top notch. I don't know if it's hers or she hired an editor, but right choice of contrast, colors, no music in the background. As an editor, I appreciate this a lot. It feels so good, so smooth. The subtle sound effects when the thing goes up and down. It's really peaceful and nice. It's perfect. I love that a lot.
Self for servanthood, a migration of identity from control to surrender. Each step brought me closer to a life that finally made sense. Here's how I changed my life in 6 steps. Step 1, pray tahajjud.
Yes.
The barakah hour, the bridge between dreams and reality, the secret between...
For anybody that might be confused what tahajjud is, it's praying at night. Like additional prayers, additional salat that is not farida, that is not commanded. Like you have the 5 prayers, subh, dhuhr, asr, maghrib, isha. And after that, like you have the whole night until fajr comes again, and the circle goes around and around. So that time is really, really blessed, especially it's called the third chapter of the night, or the third part of the night, which is like you can calculate how many hours between Isha and Fajr and divide it by 3. So that third part, which is like a couple hours before Fajr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, comes down to the first heaven, if I can recall correctly the hadith. In a way we don't know, and in a way which we can never know how. And he asks his servants, anybody like who wants my mercy, who wants to be forgiven, who wants, like, it's basically a time where du'as are like way more I don't want to say guaranteed, because no one knows what's guaranteed and what's not. Allah knows the best. But it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us himself that it's a perfect time to make dua and ask for whatever you want. And you can ask as much as you want for whatever you want. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's so powerful. He can do whatever he wants. He can do anything. If he wants if you want something and it happens to be something that's good for you and he wants it as well, you will get it inshallah, and nothing will stop that thing from coming to you, from coming to you. So that's tahajjud, praying at night, additional prayers, additional salawat that are not the other five. I think it's called the compulsory five. I don't know what it's called in English, but we have the five, and you can pray additional prayers as much as you can and want.
You and Allah, the antidote to modern distraction. The Quran calls it a station of praise. The Prophet ﷺ said it was the most beloved prayer after the obligatory ones. Tahajjud comes from the root ha, jim, dal. The base verb hajada means to stay awake at night. When you add the ta at the start, it becomes a form that often means to do something to yourself or to put effort into it. So tahajjada is to struggle against sleep. Tahajjud is derived from this verb. It's not simply waking up, but rather it is to fight your own nafs and your sleep to pray. It's like the difference between I woke up and I made myself get up even though my body didn't want to. It is a deliberate interruption, a break in the pattern of ghafla, heedlessness. The prayer is defined not by its time, but by the resistance it requires. You're literally wrestling your body's inertia to stand before Allah, and from parts of the night, pray with it, i.e. recitation of the Quran, as additional worship for you. It is expected that your Lord will resurrect you to a praised station. فَتَهَجَّدَ بِهِ نَافِلَةً. The Quran calls it nafila, which doesn't mean optional. It means a surplus offering, the worship of those who seek nearness, not mere sufficiency. The tafsir
it's you can call it a prayer which is preserved to the elites. I will call them elites, because you will never be able to do those prayers and pray those prayers and salawats unless you reach a certain point of iman and you got rid of everything that's holding you back, and you're strengthening your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all that, so you become an elite. And it doesn't require that much, and it doesn't, it's not that hard. You just try to dedicate yourself to it, and you make du'as and everything, and you can turn yourself to that person. And if you got lazy again, and if you came back to your bad habits and addictions and all that, it goes away. So it's a really prayer of the elites, of the ones who they excel at what they do. They wanna do more. I think that's what she's trying to explain and talk about.
Explains that this was a command specifically to the Prophet ﷺ as an honor and a gift of elevation. You must perform the night prayer, for it is the habit of the righteous who came before you. It brings you closer to your Lord, it expiates your evil deeds, and prevents you from sinning. A student of hadith once visited Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. The Imam wanted to host his students and allow him to spend the evening with him. Imam Ahmad welcomed him and left him a jug of water for the night's prayer. In the morning, he found the water untouched and realized the student didn't pray at night. Imam Ahmad said something to the effect of, Subhanallah, I've never seen this before, a student of hadith without a portion of night prayer. By the way, there's more on the hadith on why the student did this. You can look it up if you're interested. The same could be said today. A Muslim parent who wants righteous children but doesn't pray at night. A Dari, color to Islam, active on social media, sharing Islamic reminders but inactive in the night prayers. A believer who fears the grave and the day of judgment but never speaks to Allah in the dark. You can't hope for the states of the righteous while skipping the habits that made them righteous. The day belongs to creation, the night belongs to the Creator. The night is the environment of sincerity with no audience and no performance. The last third of the night is the time of divine attention, when mercy descends not in droplets, but waves. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., cortisol is lowest and melatonin highest. The brain files memories, repairs cells, and resets the nervous system. Spiritually,
this is what I'm talking about. A couple hours before Fajr is the third chapter, which is I think this is perfect. I didn't know this. which is like, this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to wake up at this exact time. I think because it helps the brain and everything. That's really beautiful. I've never known that.
Waves. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., cortisol is lowest and melatonin highest. The brain files memories, repairs cells, and resets the nervous system. Spiritually, it's when your body is most surrendered. Biologically, it's when your mind is most rewritable. I talk more about the science of tahajjud in my free Islamic design life letters. I'm gonna link down the Barakah Hour newsletter below. But like any bridge, it only holds if its foundation is strong, and that foundation is the 5 daily prayers. If that base is shaky, start there first. The tahajjud begins with the niyyah, intention. You can perform public prayers to be seen, but this one exposes you because no one sees you except the one who called you. Sincerity is what separates a habit from worship. Different ways to pray tahajjud. 1. The ideal method. You pray Isha, sleep, wake up in the middle of night, pray tahajjud, sleep, and wake up again for Fajr. 2. The right before Fajr method. You pray Isha, sleep, wake 20 minutes before Fajr to pray tahajjud, then stay awake until Fajr and pray Fajr. 3. The beginner method. You pray tahajjud right after Isha if you fear you won't.
This is what I do most of the time. I'm like, if I can't, I know I can't wake up probably before Fajr. I mean, it's gonna be a miracle if I wake up at Fajr. So you do it after Isha. So like, you're trying to use the first chapter of the night. As we said before, there are three chapters or 3 pieces or 3/3, you know, like of the night. The third is the best one, but you know, you can use the first third, you know, like right after Isha, and you can pray as much as you can, and you know, I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful, He's forgiving, He's really, you know, Kareem, you know, He gives, and He's really, you know, He gives without stop, you know. So you might, depending on your niyyah, on your intention, I can say that, you know, even if it's the first chapter and the first third of the night, you still can have a lot of hasanat, inshallah, a lot of good deeds, and that's what matters, you know. You're trying, and for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and yeah, it's better than doing nothing. You start with this, then gradually you will, inshallah, reach the level when you know, pray in the final third of the night.
Wake, but note that some scholars counted this as Qiyamul Layl and not tahajjud because you did not sleep. And the highest form is to pray after sleep, as the Prophet ﷺ did it. Don't think you need to stand for hours at first. Start with 2 raka'at, wake 20 minutes before Fajr. If that's too hard, pray after Isha until you get into the flow and train that muscle. Notice how in Ramadan it feels easy, right? Everyone wakes up for suhoor, so try to channel in that same energy by fasting on the
Suhoor is literally what I'm talking about right now. The final chapter, the final third of the night, because we wake up like 30 minutes, 40 minutes before Fajr, and we eat. So now it's adhan, and we go and pray. That's literally it, and we do it so easily, you know. So it's possible, you know.
The white moon days or on Monday.
Or is it because whenever it's about food or something to eat, we're the first ones to do it, and it's so easy for us. May Allah forgive us, you know, like when it's about like food or like worldly things, you find us like doing that thing and excelling at it, and it's so easy to do, you know. So may Allah forgive us and guide us and strengthen our iman. I mean,
Mondays and Thursdays, it keeps the soul in training even after the blessed month has passed. We are less than a month away, which is actually insane.
Yeah.
May Allah allow us to witness Ramadan. Ameen. By the way, if you don't want to wing Ramadan this year, I made a Ramadan planner that I've personally used for the past 5 years. It helps you plan your worship, time back your days, track your Quran, and stay consistent so nothing slips, because Ramadan is way too short to improvise. This system has honestly changed the game of how my Ramadan feels every year. So if you're serious about making Ramadan count, it's linked below. I think we're already sold out in 2 colors, so grab yours before it's gone. 50% of praying tahajjud is setting the intention before you sleep, i.e., "Oh Allah, help me wake up for your sake." Whoever goes to his bed intending to get up and pray qiyam at night, then sleep overwhelms him until morning, will have recorded that which he intended, and his sleep is a charity given to him by his Lord, the Mighty and Sublime. So if you sense...
Yeah, I've already known this. Again, it's a hadith. Oh, yeah, okay. So she puts the source, An-Nisa'i 1787. So this is like so beautiful to know and to learn that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful. His mercy is like way more than we can ever imagine, that it's an intention at first. So like there's no action, like you intend to wake up and pray or fast, I'm not talking about like Ramadan, like other than Ramadan, not the obligatory ones, and you fall asleep. The sleep overwhelms you, sleep overwhelms you when you sleep. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful. He records that intention as an action, as if like you already did that, and He gives you your deeds and everything. It's so beautiful. Whoever goes to his bed intending to get up and pray qiyam at night, then sleep overwhelms him until morning, will have recorded that which he intended, and his sleep
is a charity given to him by his Lord, the Mighty.
On top of all that sleep was a charity from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was a gift. It's like, go to sleep. You don't have to wake up and do what you have to do. I'm so merciful. I'm going to gift you this sleep. You don't even have to do the action. I'm going to record the deeds, and it's going to be as if you did the action and the prayer or whatever you're trying to do. It's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. I love that. I've heard about this hadith before. That's why I stopped and talked about it, because it's really, really beautiful.
Mighty and Sublime. So if you sincerely intend to wake up but sleep through it, Allah still records reward for you. When I first began, I only prayed for outcomes. I wanted more money. I wanted to travel more. I wanted to be more pretty. I wanted to get married. I wanted to have beautiful children, anything to make my dunya better. It was selfish of me, but that's what got me up. I was really tired of my current life, and I needed to change my reality. I begged and cried for a long time, and nothing changed. Then one night, it happened. I didn't even make dua for what got me to wake up at what some would call absurd hours of the night. I just sat there in the moment. Complete silence. Have you ever heard silence? In New York City, you rarely do. There's always this hum, sirens, this vibration of dunya. It sounds like a constant buzz. The first time I heard real silence was in Iceland. If you have not been, I highly recommend. It felt like a different planet. One of my top 5 moments in life was seeing the Northern Lights. Coincidence that it happens in the pitch black of night? It was the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. The colors dancing in blue, green, yellow, red, orange, purple. I just couldn't believe my eyes. My forehead instantly fell to the ground in awe. It was eerie but beautiful, and the Hajj time gives that same feeling. Whenever I struggle to get into that zone, I think of my time in Iceland, and it works every time. Pro tip, this is a hack to staying happy when you want. Think about memories when you felt one specific emotion, and your body will feel it again. The brain doesn't know the difference. That night, it felt like my soul was drinking honey. From that point on, I didn't pray for results. I prayed for Allah. dua. Suddenly, the du'as I'd forgotten started unfolding. They were answered in ways I couldn't have imagined, always better. Allah answers du'as in 3 ways. Yes, yes, but later. No, but I'll give you better. Have you ever had...
Yes. Oh my God, it's a beautiful way to... Again, like I already know this. I've already like heard about the hadith or whatever it's in that explains it. It's true. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never rejects a dua unless in the hadith, like someone that eats and consumes haram. Like he's never gonna be, his dua is not gonna be, is never gonna be answered. So it's 3 ways for the believer and everything, and the one who Allah wants to answer that dua for. I don't know who's gonna be. Even maybe it's not gonna be a believer. I don't know. So either he answers it, yes,
but later.
yes, but later, which is like, not now. You're not ready for that. Even if you think you're ready, even if you can like give yourself some like excuses and be like, oh no, I'm ready, I want this, it's gonna be perfect now. You will never know. The one who knows the past, the present, and the future is the one who will know. You're a human being. You don't even know what's gonna happen in literally 60 seconds from now. So like, don't think that you know. Those are just like feelings and emotions, and they control you and all that. And
no, but I'll give you.
No, I'll give you better. Which is, I think the third one is like, better is like either here in the dunya or akhirah. Because some might say, oh, I don't know, I made dua about this, but I've never had it. You might never have it here, but he will give you, he said he will give you better. So he will give you better. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never breaks his promise. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. He never lies, he never breaks his promise. So he will indeed give you better, but in the akhirah, in the Jannah, in the paradise, in the heaven, inshallah. Which you will be like 1 billion times more happy about it. Believe me, So yeah, this is a beautiful way to illustrate it, to be honest.
You better. Have you ever had a tahajjud miracle story? Let me know in the comments below. Thabit al-Bunani said, I forced myself to pray at night for 20 years, then I enjoyed the night's prayer for 20 years. I ain't on that level, but I got a mini taste of it, and that mini taste was so unreal. Tahajjud begins as discipline, and it ends as paradise on earth. Glad tidings to the people who illuminate their graves before entering them. Glad tidings to the people who please their Lord before meeting Him. Tahajjud is the hijrah of time. You migrate from dunya time to divine time, and it's not just praying at night. It is choosing Allah when no one sees, and when you do that, who can stop His blessings from reaching you? May Allah allow us all to be regular witnesses of the night's prayer. Step 2.
Alhamdulillah, shukrullah. I will stop here. The video is like really, really long, and I add commentary and I stop to clarifying things, so the live stream is gonna be like way, way long. And I think there are like 1, 2, 3, 4 more chapters, mashallah. So maybe I will, inshallah, like make part 2 and everything, and make this a series until we finish this video. I just stumbled upon this video, to be honest, and it got recommended to me, and as I said, it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gives you that stuff. Like, I had a bunch of recommended videos that were like bad, either entertainment, it's not going to benefit me from nothing, or like a video that's, it's not right to watch. And subhanAllah, this video was amongst them, in the middle or in the left corner there, and it caught me off guard, and I just clicked it and I was like, I have to do a video about this one immediately. So yeah, that's it, guys, for this beautiful videos of this random channel that popped up, and I'm definitely gonna subscribe and watch more of her videos, inshallah. She has more. She has 4 more. This one just dropped today, after like a hiatus of 10 months. Yeah. So that would be it. Alhamdulillah. I hope this was a beautiful stream and was a beautiful video for the guys who are gonna be watching the Vand, inshallah. And yeah, this was my first stream ever. Not counting the tests and everything, but this is like the official first stream. And I know I have a crappy mic and all that, and I'm gonna try to work on myself and work on the equipment, inshallah, like buy probably better things. But maybe for the future people who will come and watch this video in the future, maybe one day, inshallah, my channel will get bigger, and I hope, just like she said, the dua part, like we make dua and everything. If Allah wants to, He will give me
But
like
later,
what I want.
no,
you know?
but I'll keep.
But either now or later, or maybe something better. But you have to do your best, and you have to try. You have to do the asbab. You have to, or you will never succeed. That's your part. You have to do your part, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do His part, inshallah. In the way that is perfect for you. Even though like you're not realizing it now, but you will realize it one day, inshallah. So as I said, we're gonna stop at chapter 2, maybe resume, inshallah, another day. So yeah, that was it for this stream. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen our iman and our relationship with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah bless us, forgive us, forgive and have mercy on every single Muslim, alive or dead. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us paradise, inshallah, without the punishment of the grave, without prior punishment, which is the punishment of the grave. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that and from the hellfire. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us real good believers, good servants. Make us try so hard to do things like, just like this stream. It's a way of trying to do things for this religion, which is doing something for you. You're not gonna do Islam a favor. Islam is better without you. Believe it. Believe me, Zamal. Islam is never gonna fail. You are the one who needs it. You're the one who is gonna be blessed when you're with it. So we're trying to do this da'wah. We're trying to share this beautiful religion, this beautiful word of Allah, and a hadith and everything. Maybe beautiful people, that share good stuff. Our brothers and sisters and all that. And yeah. That's it, guys. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.